let's say that I'm looking for one and I have decided, you know what, I think I need this. What should I look for in somebody that I want to hire as my mentor? Hey, it's Emily with Wildleaf Collab. These expert interviews are just real people, real conversations with expert advice. So sit back, grab your notebook, a cup of coffee, and listen to what they have to say. And don't forget to click subscribe so that you can stay tuned every time we have a new expert on the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to this very special episode of the Wildleaf Show. I am joined today by brand mentor Jasmine Gentry. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
She is the owner of the Branding Badass, which is awesome. Fabulous name. So today we're going to talk about, in this whole series of like what we wish we'd known when we started out, we're kind of getting industry experts to explain like one kind of specific area. And today Jasmine's going to talk with us about what she wishes she'd known about mentorships and masterminds when she first started out. And I feel like, especially recently, there's been a lot more chatter and a lot more talk about mentorships and masterminds. So I'm really excited to have you on today to kind of like explain what the differences are and how to decide if you need one, and if you decide you do, how to choose one. So welcome, Jasmine. Tell us a little bit about you and your business journey, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah, sure. I'm Jasmine. I'm originally from Kentucky. I live in Connecticut right now, hopefully moving somewhere warmer soon.
Come on down, Florida's warm.
Listen, I'm trying. I am working on it. But yeah, I'm a brand mentor. So I work with primarily service-based business owners, exclusively female-owned. That's kind of my favorite.
Awesome.
Just kind of working to, break the glass ceiling and just like do what we're really called to do. And so my clients and I, we work to kind of turn their businesses into their brand. And so basically up-leveling, getting you to where you want to be, and like creating the full lifestyle around what you're looking for.
Love that.
And it's awesome. It's honestly like, as much as it's like, I get to like do stuff with clients and like whatever, like I love what I learned when I'm in there, because you
love that.
So many cool people, and just like when people start like pouring their hearts out, you're just like, this is amazing, everything's great, and you find a way to kind of get through it. So that's what I love. And it's been so much fun.
Oh, cool.
It's one of those things where you're just like, can I do it again?
I think we all feel that with anything. It's like, can you do that again? But yeah, I like you were saying, like, let's smash that ceiling and let's convince more people, that, especially women, that we can do this.
Oh yeah, because we are so powerful.
Yes.
And sometimes all it takes is just having someone who like to look you dead in the face and be like, no, you've got this. Like, this is you. Totally I know, right? It's kind of like, yes, this is you, and you were built for this, So like, just keep going.
Totally agree with you. That's like, I'm always cheering people. I'm like, you got this. You can do this. It does not have to be scary. So I'm glad that you're here to like encourage them to do that too.
Yes.
Awesome. So that's a little bit about you and your business journey. So when you and I connected, you said that you wanted to share a little bit more about, like things that they should take into consideration. And you have a really great freebie, which I'll make sure we include here as well, about mentorships and masterminds and knowing the differences. So let's kind of just go through that a little bit and tell us what you want new business owners to know about mentorships and masterminds.
Oh yeah. Though I guess like the big reason why I was like, listen, we got to talk about this is because when I was first starting, I was like, what am I supposed to do first? You know, there's so many things, and like shiny object syndrome. So you're like, okay, I have to do this and this and this and this and this. And it's like, wait. How do I actually make this happen though?
Yes.
And I think that's where like, I wish the kind of wave we're on right now with mentorships and masterminds, and just putting the word out there about like what people are doing, behind the scenes to grow their businesses. I wish that was there, because it's like there are people who have already paved the path and gone on the journey you're going to go on and embark on, and they're like, hey, let me tell you some things I wish I knew when I started. Let me tell you how I got here. And so it's like, we have these new avenues to learn and grow and do it faster. And so it's like, well, hey, I mean, sure, teach me how to do it. That's so much easier than just like, all right, YouTube, what do you got?
Right. Exactly. And that's kind of the whole point of Wildleaf as well, is to just put it all in one place and let people know you're not alone. There's other people who have done this before. Here's a great collection of where to get legitimate information instead of Googling that and spending 28 hours on Google and then just feeling more confused.
And by the end of it, you're like working on a different project and you're like, wait, this was not
right. So now we've got people like Jasmine who can help lead the way. And so you're saying that's kind of what mentorships and masterminds are.
Right. And so, I mean, there's a couple of differences, and I think that's where some of the confusion comes in.
Yes.
Because like, okay, do I need a mentor? Should I join a mastermind?
Right.
And so like, generally speaking, like these are the rules, right? And like we will inevitably break the rules, and like good. Like sometimes we need that and sometimes we don't.
Right.
But generally speaking, your mentors are going to be your one-on-one guide who will kind of bring you into their world and teach you a specific thing for a specific aspect of your business.
Yes.
That being said, there are also like coaches who can teach you like a more general kind of thing, and like they're meant for like accountability and getting you going, getting you off the ground.
Yes.
These programs are like a lot of times they last a few weeks or a few months at a time, and like that's how you get your mentorship or your coach. And then on the other side, you have masterminds, which they're phenomenal. I can't lie to you. Masterminds.
I saw on your freebie, I was like, I feel like she loves her masterminds.
Masterminds are so awesome. Like so you not only do you have your like leader or your guide, if you will, but you also work in a small group.
Yes.
So it's you and like-minded people who want to do the same thing you're doing. So not only are you getting this guidance, but you're also getting this like community of like, no, you're not by yourself. Like as much as entrepreneurship can be so lonely, listen, there are other people on the lonely road with you. So like it's okay. And then like these kind of programs are more like semi-annually or annual programs. So they last a little bit longer. You might meet monthly or quarterly or something like that.
Love that.
Usually like bigger events.
And that's how we should have said, that's how you and I connected was through Rising Tide and the Honey Book. Like that's all about the community over competition and just knowing you're not alone. So I love that that's how we met.
That's what's so cool about it is like,
right?
when you actually start putting this stuff in play, it's like, no, that's actually how you make connections today. Because that's what we're looking for, like human to human type stuff, like no matter where you are in the world.
And that's one of the things that I will usually tell my clients too, is if you're looking to get confidence and have a sounding board, that should be your first step. Networking should be like one of your top priorities when building your business. Definitely. Yes. Having your group of people.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be huge. Like just get your core group of like just people who are going to look at you and be like, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Or they'll go, no, that's awful. You probably shouldn't do that.
Like, that's not like, really. I thought that was a good idea, man. You're like, but like, no.
Right. Because we do need to hear that. I think that's as important. Being told, I don't think so, is as important as, yes, this is totally something people need.
Yes. And like, it'll sting. And like, it should, because you're like, that was my big idea.
Yeah.
Like, when you get that actual feedback of someone who, could be the consumer, right? And they're looking at it from the consumer side, you need that.
Yes.
Before you go building an entire thing, put it out there and then just be like, why does nobody want this? Like, well.
Yes. And that kind of like comes full circle into the just really narrowing down what it is that you're trying to do and having a network there, because could you imagine getting all the way through the process, doing it alone, going through the Google searches, and then realizing that your idea is not unique? It's like just throw all the papers in the air and forget it. And that's like the whole point of mentorships, masterminds, the groups, is to avoid that. Make sure you don't get too far down that rabbit hole and then realize that it's not unique.
Exactly. Because then you're just like, wait a minute, everyone else has already done this? But I was on. Yep. Every time.
So tell me a little bit about like mentorships, and I guess so let's say that I'm looking for one and I have decided, you know what, I think I need this. What should I look for in somebody that I want to hire as my mentor? Because essentially this is like, mentors are usually like a paid, like you said, like you're paying them for this service. So you better make sure it's money well invested. So how do they know that it's going to be good for them?
100%. One thing that like I like to think of when I'm searching for a new mentor or a mastermind group or whatever, I think of it like searching for a house. Yeah. And build your list of like non-negotiable must-haves. These are the things I am not playing with. This is what I want. Yeah. And when you're first starting out and you're like, okay, what what do I want? What should I be wanting, pretty much?
Yes.
There are kind of three things that I focus on. The first one is the format. So is this in person? Is it online? Is it during the day? Is it at night? Weekly, daily, what is it? Does it fit with your schedule?
Yes.
Will it keep you accountable? Is it enough, for you? Figuring out what works best for you, which goes back to like, how do you learn, et cetera, things you should learn about yourself. But then you need to figure out what focus you're looking for. Are you looking to improve a specific aspect of your business? Are you looking to meet a financial goal? Are you trying to build something that nobody's built before? What is it that you're trying to do right now? That will help you so much in finding a mentor or a mastermind, because they're categorized. You can find them they exist for everything, anything you can think of for your business and just life in general. Like, they are there.
And I want to touch on that too a little bit. Is like, I think people, especially when they're starting out, think that that's for like when I'm making six figures. And that is not the case. Like, there are coaches like myself and others who are there for you when you start.
Yes.
To help, because starting is hard.
It's the hardest part. I don't care what anyone says. The hardest part is getting started.
Yes.
It's scary, but it's also like, am I doing this right? There's so many questions. Yes. And like, taking the action is so hard, because it's so easy to look at the people who've already made it and just be like, wow, their stuff is so perfect.
Right. Like, and like you said, I love what you said about the taking action. I think that's where a lot of new business owners get frozen, is they're like, I don't even know what to do, so forget it. And like, that's where our mentorship or mastermind will come into play, is to help you know what step to take and when.
Exactly. And that's a big thing with in the Branding Badass. Like, we are big on imperfect action. Don't sit and perfect. That is where all of us get trapped. Like, listen, I have built an entire course for hours and hours and hours and weeks. It took me weeks to build this thing. And then I was like, yeah, it's not that good.
Publish. Hit publish.
Yeah. And it's like, no, press the button.
Yes.
You did all of this, press the button.
Yes.
Also, like, put out little pieces at a time. You don't have to build an entire thing. Just start putting it out there. Start talking about it. That's a big one. That's the scary.
Yes.
Putting your face out there and being like, hey, this is the cool thing that I'm creating. Do you think it's cool too? Like, there are people that are going to think it's cool. Go find them. Let them give you that reassurance and give you that feedback.
And that honestly was a huge turning point for me in my career. Was I got advice from one of my mentors, was start introducing, because I still had a full-time job and it was not what I'm doing now. And they're like, start introducing yourself as what you want to be. Start telling people you're the photographer. And you're like, ooh, but I'm not full-time. But I'm telling you, when you start saying it, it's this like little tipping point in your career of like putting it out there that this is what I'm doing. So great. I love that you say that too. Yep.
And as soon as you start honestly telling yourself,
yes,
oh my gosh, everything is like, no, I'm doing this. Yes. No, I am a blank. I do X. Like, just that alone is just, it starts this ball, because then like your subconscious starts to listen to you, and you're like, yes, subconscious, do your little thing for me. And you start getting it's so great. I could do this.
Chills, total chills. It's like the motivation and the accountability all wrapped into one. Like, you start putting it out there, now you have to do it.
Right. And that's when, if you are in a mentorship or a mastermind, searching for one, whatever, it's so important to find the guide who brings that out in you.
Yes.
Who matches you with that. Like, find your soulmate of a mentor.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, go find them, because when you connect with whomever it is, or even if it's someone else in the mastermind group, having that person as your sounding board, who is going to like kick you in the ass when you need it, but also like make sure you feel inspired to get up the next day and try again, and make it from failure to failure until you get to that point where you're like, nah, this one's good.
Yes.
We're good here. Like, that's what they're for. That's honestly, that's why you start investing in them. And that's why it's so important to have, people like yourself, myself, who are working with people in the very beginning. Like, that's why I started doing what I was doing. Because when I started, I was like, okay, nobody going to help me here.
Right.
that's awesome.
Yeah, like it was for me too. It was like very closed book, like good luck, you'll figure it out. And that's such a scary, like sad, lonely place to be. And it does not have to be like that.
No, it doesn't. And that's when it's like, who's going to help the guy that's like way back here? Like not when I'm already at 5 figures, not when I'm already at 6 figures.
Yes.
We can scale. I get it. There's like things that we can learn and whatever. Cool. But like, how do I actually start doing the thing that I love? You know, and stop feeling like I have to do something else to support myself financially or spiritually or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get to the point where I am actually doing what I want to do?
Love that. And so a great step is to do the mentorship or the mastermind. Find a circle, find somebody that can help you get there.
Yes. It's huge. It's huge. And it's one of those things too, where like one thing that I always try to like ask myself is like, am I ready to like sprint to the next level? Like if I want to just like, walk to the next level, cool. Then like maybe this is not your thing right now.
That's valid. Totally valid point.
If you're ready, like to like seriously put on your workout clothes and go on a dead sprint, because that's what it is. Yes. It's they're handing you the guide, they're handing you the key, and you got to go take the test. So like it's time to go. We already did all the homework, the prep, everything. Like you just have to boom.
Yes.
It's like if you're ready for that, then that's when you're in the right place. If that's what you're trying to do, that's when you're good for a mentor or a mastermind.
That's a great point too. It's like, how do you know when you're ready? I love that. So like you said, if you don't foresee this, if you see this as like a long-term thing and it's, I've got a 5-year plan, then you're fine doing it on your own. Honestly, you can take your time, build it slowly, and maybe you just never even want it to be like full-time. You just want to get it out there and have a side income. That's awesome. I would say, and you probably agree, is that mentorships and masterminds probably aren't right for those people.
No. This
is for people who want to do the full-time, make it happen, and are committed. Exactly.
And that's one thing that I've learned about myself in all of my time being by myself, honestly, is that I'm huge on efficiency. And like I say that I'm inefficiency intolerant. Like it does not work for me.
Yes.
It doesn't. And so I'm like, I don't want to sit here and take 4 months to do something that I could give someone a couple dollars for. They can teach me how to do it in 3 days, and then I'll make more dollars after. Yes. I'd much rather do it that way.
And I think that's a hard thing to learn, because as a graphic designer and a photographer myself, I always think I can do that. I can make this. I can do that. And I think, and even if you're not like professionally trained in that kind of field, I think there's a lot of us out there that think, well, I can do that. And we don't realize, it took me a while to realize that it's okay to buy the template because otherwise it would have taken me, yes, I could do it myself, but it would have taken me a whole day. And I was still working full time at that point. So like I didn't have a whole day to get it. So yeah, I love the point of efficiency too. And just biting the bullet, understanding what your strong points are. Exactly. And letting somebody else handle what they're strong at.
Exactly. And that's why, like, anytime I find one, like, no matter what the price point is, I'll look at the whole page, go through whatever I need to learn, and I'll just ask myself, like, self, are you going to put in the work?
Right.
100%. Are you going to do everything you need to do to flip this investment and at least double, triple, quadruple, 10x it something?
Yes.
If I can make that commitment to myself, it's worth the investment.
Yes.
If I'm not going to make that commitment to myself, then don't make the investment, or find one at a lower price point where you'll probably get less out of it, but you can, they exist, find one at a lower price point. Yeah. But it's honestly like, are you going to do what you have to do? And it sounds easy coming out, but like that is the hardest part, is taking the action steps necessary, doing the uncomfortable thing to get to that next level. Am I going to do it?
That is such an important question. And I think especially with all the free courses out there or the cheaper courses out there and cheaper like masterminds, things like that. And I know entrepreneurs who are just gobbling those up, buying and buying and buying, and then nothing ever happens. Nope. And I love that you pointed out that it's so worth asking yourself, are you going to make this money back? Mm-hmm. Are you committed enough? Like, look at what they're teaching you. Are you committed enough, and is it right for your journey for you to be able to make that money back?
Exactly.
That's so important. And I think a lot of times people only view it as, can I afford it? As opposed to, will I make that money back?
Exactly. And that's the kicker too, is like, if the hardest thing especially when you're starting, is you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Where are these dollars going to come from?
Yeah. It costs a lot.
Right. And you're like, what if it doesn't work? Yeah. And it's like, wait, it's not about what if it doesn't work. Are you going to make it work?
Yes.
That's the question to ask.
Yes.
It's not how can I, it's not, I can't afford it, right? It's how can I afford it?
Yes.
Do you put in the work? Yeah. Are you going to make this thing happen? Because if you're saying, okay, this mastermind is $19.97 and I don't have $19.97 right now, but there's a monthly plan where I can pay X every single month. Right. I can swing that. Awesome. By the time I'm done with this thing, I'm going to have this thing and going to have implemented this thing, not just build a thing, actually put it out there and use it. And I'm going to make $10,000.
Yes.
Cool. Let's go. Yep.
That's the kind.
Write it down.
Yes.
Write it down, put it on the wall, and like, we're going to do this.
Yes.
And then go. And don't stop until you've done
Praise hands. Yes. Like that is key, because I hired a mentor when I started out, and they were worth every penny, 100%. And it was because I was driven enough to make sure that I made that money back within a year. Because if by the time that next year rolled around, when I had hired them, it was a 3-month program, got so many great insights from them, and I had a year to implement it. For me, that was my schedule. I had a year to implement this. And at the end of that year, my promise to myself was, if I had not made that money back plus some, then I knew not to do that again. Mm-hmm. And I think that's such a great frame of reference to have when considering this.
And I love how, too, for you, it was like, if I don't do it, then don't do it again. It's not that you were like, I just probably shouldn't do it. Like, no, you did it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if I don't meet my goal with myself, then I won't do this again. But I tried.
Yes.
Like, do it the first time.
Yeah.
Do it the first time.
Well, and because I saw the value in them, and I think that's important. And you've touched on this too. Like, what are they teaching you? Mm-hmm. Is it truly going to enable you to make that money?
Right.
Because if it's the same thing just on repeat that you're hearing everywhere else, that's probably not a good investment.
Mm-mm. No. And that's the thing is if you're going to make an investment in your business, you need to make an investment in the best of the best.
Yep.
Like, don't settle for mediocre. If you're going to do it like 1,000% super strong, because like, it's your business. That's going to be your lifestyle that you're building around this thing. So like, you got to give it the best.
Yes. Love that. Oh, great info. Great info, really. And I hope that has, like, I feel like that's just the surface of like what mentorships and masterminds are, but I feel like you gave really great points, and like, I definitely got chill bumps a couple of times. So I hope that other people watching this really get good takeaways from it. Is there anything else here? And like the last, I don't know if you can hear that or not. I'm beeping in my headphone. Okay, good. My internet keeps wanting to go out, so it was threatening me that we were going to go out. So I think we're okay. So is there anything here in the last like minute or so that you want people to know? Really, like, what's the big takeaway for mentorships and masterminds?
First, you need to ask yourself if you're ready. And I don't mean like ready to pay the bill. Like, are you ready to do the work? If you're ready to do the work, then you find a way to pay the bill.
Yep.
That's how you do it. And go search. Go find the people you need to find. You know, search Instagram, search Facebook, search wherever you're already hanging out. That's where they're going to live. So go find them and then read everything. Read what they have to say. Watch their videos. Check them out. Check out their reviews if they have reviews. But like, also don't depend on reviews, because that's still another thing.
Yes.
Like, look at everything, right? And look at what speaks to you. When you find that thing that speaks to you, go for it wholeheartedly.
100%.
Because that's where you're going to get the most out of it. And that's what it's for you.
Yes.
It's for your program. It's for you.
Yes.
It's for your business. So go find it and chase it, and don't stop.
Love that. I'm gonna give you a round of applause. I love that. That's so true. And I think you and I both can say, because we both had them in our lives, like, that's so important when hiring a mentor or doing a mastermind. Like, what you've talked about today that's our takeaway. Like, what we wish we had known when we started.
Yes.
Because it is scary to hire. So there you go, people. And like I said before, she's doing the freebie. It's the mentorships and masterminds. Everything you need to find help. What is it? Everything you need to find the helping hand your business deserves.
Yes.
tongue tied there.
Yes. And yeah, so everything we've talked about today is in there and more.
And more.
And then I put a worksheet at the bottom because like, listen, do this thing, go find a mentor, go find a mastermind, and do it. Take that imperfect action and just go.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, tell people where they can find you, where you hang out most.
Yes. Oh, my favorite place is Instagram. I can't lie to you. I would be, oh God, I love that place. I get lost on there too. Be careful. But you can find me at The Branding Badass on Instagram.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Jasmine. I feel like we had such great info, and I hope people take away from this and grow, if nothing else. So,
yes, 100%. Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Until next time. Bye.